tough day to be a mayoral candidate. Both Kwame Kilpatrick and Freeman Hendricks on the defensive.
Attorney Jeffrey Feiger is a man with a political plan, and he's going to be asking for your vote.
And allegations of police misconduct down south as Michigan state troopers cut short their hurricane relief mission.
Fox 2 News. News that works for you. Starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Monica Gayle.
And I'm Huel Perkins. Detroit's two mayoral candidates each having a bad public relations day. Freeman Hendricks trying to put the best face on his son's legal troubles. And Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick again haunted by the rumors of a wild party at the Manoogian mansion. Both men facing the voters tonight in Detroit. Fox 2's Lourdes Duarte was there.
Freeman Hendricks making his first campaign stop since his son's arrest on Monday. Now, organizers of this event saying they didn't want to focus on his personal life, instead on the issues.
And not whose son didn't show, got put in jail. And those are issues that are important, but I think people care more about lighting for their community.
But it did get somewhat personal when Freeman Hendricks was greeted with hugs and handshakes by his supporters. They didn't get a chance to hear from the mayoral candidate tonight. After everything that's happened the last few days, Hendricks was late to this event at Emmanuel Lutheran Church, but he's back to full speed tomorrow on his campaign.
A lot of hugs, and yeah, it's very personal tonight. And I just say to Detroiters how much I appreciate the support.
Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick making his stop earlier this evening at the same event, making only a brief mention about accusations that have followed him.
I want to be here. I want to do this. I've had more things that happened to me in 4 years than any other mayor on planet Earth.
Most of all, as organizers had hoped, Kilpatrick focused on answering questions about Detroit and its future.
They're not celebrities. That's why we had the forum set up where the people were up on the dais up and the candidates were down to let them know that they serve us.
And about 150 people here tonight, organizers calling it a success. They say they are hoping to get the chance to do it again before Election Day. In Detroit's East Side, Lourdes Duarte, Fox 2 News.
Tonight, Freeman Hendricks' son, Stephen, is out on bond after pleading not guilty to domestic violence charges. Freeman Hendricks and his wife were in court today for their son's arraignment. The domestic violence case involved his 19-year-old girlfriend. A few hours later, Hendricks was arraigned on a drunk driving charge stemming from an April arrest, an arrest his parents knew nothing about. This evening, live on Fox 2, the senior Hendricks said he was heartbroken, but he said his son is 21 and will make his mistakes.
I'm not campaigning to be the parent of the year, and I'm not campaigning to be the debate champion of the city of Detroit. I'm campaigning to be the mayor of this city because we've got major challenges.
The younger Hendricks will return to class at the University of Michigan tomorrow.
A former deputy police chief was back on the stand today with testimony about a stripper, a murder, and rumors of a wild party at the mayor's mansion, but no proof. Former Lieutenant Alvin Bowman is suing Detroit and its police chief. He says he was demoted because he was investigating the death of Tamara Green, a stripper said to have performed at that wild party. But in court today, Bowman admitted that he had no evidence to prove the woman was ever at the mansion.
Did you see anything in the file which connected the members of his executive protection unit to the death of Tamara Green?
No.
Did you see anything in the file that connected anyone in his family to the death of Tamara Green?
No.
Did you see anything in the file that connected the mayor's administration to the death of Tamara Green?
No.
Bowman's supervisors say that he was reassigned because his paperwork was filled with mistakes. Police Chief Ella Bully-Cummings could take the stand tomorrow.
The Manoogian Mansion story is one that just won't go away. State police detectives complained that they weren't allowed to fully conduct their investigation because the state attorney general closed the case 2 years ago after calling it an urban legend. Well, now the case could be coming back to Wayne County. Fox 2's Amy Lang with the story.
Kwame Kilpatrick has absolutely nothing to hide about any of these allegations.
May 2003, Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick denying the rampant rumors of a wild party with exotic dancers and an assault at the Manoogian Mansion.
Not one witness had any direct or indirect credible knowledge of such an event.
June 2003, Attorney General Mike Cox, after his office conducts more than 100 interviews, closes his investigation. But state police records reveal detectives there continued to conduct interviews and believed their efforts were hampered by the Attorney General, who had interviewed the mayor without the police present and without placing the mayor under oath. But the records also reveal Michigan State Police were unable to find anyone who admitted being at the alleged party. However, it's clear from this December 2003 memo, investigators were upset the Attorney General would not issue more subpoenas. But now state police may be getting a different prosecutor to take the case. A spokesperson with the Attorney General's office confirms they are copying all of their files to turn over to Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy if she requests them. Mayor Kilpatrick says she won't find anything.
But there's nothing there. There's nothing ever been there. And it's just so unfortunate that in the midst of one of the most important decisions that Detroiters have to make about the future of this city, that we're keeping their minds focused on nonsense, on pure bull.
Amy Lang, Fox 2 News.
The Wayne County prosecutor could announce her decision as early as tomorrow about whether or not she will take the case. Stay with Fox 2 News for continuing coverage.
Tonight, Jeffrey Feiger is also talking about the Manoogian mess, and he's accusing State Attorney General Mike Cox of blocking the truth.
There will be further information coming out concerning Mr. Cox, his misuse and his malfeasance during the investigation of the party at the Manoogian Mansion.
Feiger made that statement about Cox as Feiger announced his plans to campaign for State Attorney General. Feiger also said that Cox has sold out to big business at the expense of the average consumer. Cox says he welcomes Feiger to the race.
Breaking news out of Detroit right now. A chase involving Michigan State Police and a suspected drunk driver comes to a crashing end. The red car belongs to the suspect. The chase started on Woodward Avenue downtown. The driver hit 4 other cars before his car came to a stop. The suspected drunk driver was the only person hurt. He has been taken to the hospital. The city of Detroit looking for a few good angels to keep things quiet the weekend before Halloween. Volunteers are needed to patrol neighborhoods against arson and other crimes later this month. Last year, a record 56,000 people volunteered. This year, organizers are hoping for even more. If you'd like to be an angel, call 313-224-4415 for more information.
Fox 2 News just getting started. Just ahead, a local soccer league finding it hard to score.
That's because someone keeps stealing their goals. What?
Yeah, just 3 guys with a 63 Comet convertible hanging outside the Henry Ford. Hey, wait a minute, what are they doing here? I'll tell you.
Cloudy, cool weather continues here in southeast Michigan. We'll check the full weekend forecast as well right after the break.
Weather and traffic on the tube.
Fox 2 News Morning.
Definitely traffic and weather.
Bandit's never wrong.
Jackie Page! What's going on the road? It's always on the tubes, right on the dot.
Wednesday, hockey is back. Red Wings announcer Mickey Redmond joins us live. Plus, whether it's walking to school or crossing the street, we're going to work to keep your students safe from traffic Wednesday morning.
Eat steak, eat a big old steer. Eat steak, we have one deer. Eat beef, it's a mighty good food. It's a great meal, and I'm in the mood. Eat steak, eat a big old steer.
Three climate zones.
How's he doing back there?
3 rows of seats, so everyone can travel in comfort.
He's fine.
The all-new 7-passenger Jeep Commander. It's your world. Take command.
Right now, during 1 Hour Martinizing's Big Bundle Sale, bring in $30 or more of any dry cleaning and get 30% off.
1 Hour Martinizing. Eat steak, eat a big old steer. Eat steak, we have one deer. Eat beef, it's a
tragic accident takes the life of a Birmingham toddler. Last week, we told you about a near drowning at this home. 17-month-old twins had wandered out the back door and fell into the family's pool. Both children were revived and taken to Beaumont Hospital. Tonight, we have learned the little boy has died. His twin sister remains in critical condition.
Confirmation tonight that some Michigan State troopers came home early from hurricane duty because of the bad behavior of their fellow officers. 35 Michigan State troopers went to Louisiana last month to help in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. But while on patrol in Baton Rouge, several troopers say they saw Baton Rouge police officers engage in what they called misconduct. From then on, the Michigan police refused to work with the Baton Rouge cops. Michigan State Police would not comment on the nature of that misconduct, but state police from New Mexico also complained. Now the police chief of Baton Rouge is investigating.
A youth soccer league has a simple goal, keeping the goals they use to play the game. Thieves are repeatedly stealing the goals from this field behind Detroit's Beaubien Middle School. The coaches believe the crook is selling them as scrap metal. They say it's disappointing when the kids come for practice or a game and the goals are gone.
A lot out of the game. Without no goals, there's not no fun. Kids want to score, and they want to see the ball go into the net, not the cones. Right. Right now, we're using orange cones for our goals.
The soccer league is looking for help in getting goals that the thieves don't want. If you can help them out, contact the Fox 2 problem solvers at 248-395-FOX 2.
They call themselves Lewis and Clark and a third guy with a camcorder. 3 young men on the road trying to capture everything good about America. Fox 2's Jason Carr caught up with them in Dearborn.
Ford, nothing unusual, except these guys are touring the entire country in a 63 Comet convertible. On the front seat sits a matching red copy of the New Testament. Yeah, these dudes from San Diego are real road-tripping modern missionaries who just happen to have corporate sponsors.
Firestone is our biggest sponsor, as you can tell. They gave us the rims and tires for the car. Coleman Camping Gear gave us $600 worth of camping equipment. AutoZone gave us a $500 gift card, and we put it all back into the car that we restored ourselves.
From sunrises on farmland to where the buffalo roam, to the city where the automobile is king, the 20-something trio has spread hope and positivity, recording all of it for a future documentary. And they've done it relying almost exclusively on the kindness of strangers.
We've got nothing but love from people. If you're not doing anything wrong and trying to have some fun, people will be nice to you, I guess.
Religion aside, no cross-country pilgrimage in a classic Ford would be complete without coming to the car's birthplace.
Mark my words, this car will be in this museum by the time our TV show is done airing.
So what do they think of Michigan?
All right, wow, Michigan. You had kind of a crazy law where you can't make a left-hand turn at a light. You have to, like, reverse and go back.
It's called a Michigan left.
It's a Michigan left, and I learned about the Michigan sign, too. This is Detroit right here. This is my hand, and we're going to be over here, Lake Erie, tomorrow. We have inflatable surfboards. We're going surfing tomorrow on Lake Erie.
Good luck, boys, and Godspeed. In Dearborn, Jason Carr, Fox 2 News.
We hope they have a safe trip. It's never a good thing when your job's up in the air, especially if you're on a scaffold.
Still to come, rescuers race against the clock to save workers stuck in the air.
Plus, we'll take you where politicians really take a beating.
I'm Dan Miller. Coming up in sports, the action in Grand Rapids tonight. Look who's back. Darko and the Pistons. He was on the court with his teammates. We'll get to the highlights coming up. Stay with us.
A seduction.
The guy is unconscious, and you don't kiss his girlfriend. I didn't know what the coma etiquette was.
Next, Seinfeld.
Coming up next on Fox 2 Detroit.
You can't script October. The White Sox magical run continues to have them believing this is their year. But the Angels look to write them off en route to another title. Wednesday at 8 on Fox 2 Detroit.
I was thinking about getting a French dip. Wow, we're gonna need 2 cars.
At only $2.99, Arby's French dip is sure to be on a lot of minds. We're talking freshly sliced roast beef on a toasted French roll, along with a side of hot savory au jus for dipping. All for just $2.99. It'll have you saying, I'm thinking Arby's.
With its Hemi power and muscular styling,
Nice car, mister.
Nice bike.
it can make anyone feel like one bad dude. Charger, unleashed.
From the director of Jerry Maguire, welcome to Elizabethtown,
Hello, stranger.
where families expecting you,
Everybody says we look alike. Weird, huh? It's like looking in a mirror.
and life can still surprise you.
You will not defeat me.
Orlando Bloom, Kirsten Dunst,
I like it.
Elizabethtown,
You're kind of great, Claire.
I'm impossible to forget, but I'm hard to remember.
rated PG-13, starts this Friday.
The Feldman Report, brought to you by the new Charter One, not your typical bank.
Time to check your workplace. How productive is it, and what's holding your office back? I'm Murray Feldman with the Feldman Report. No matter what kind of job you have, there's always room for you to improve. Are you as productive as you could be? The American Management Association examined workplaces all across the country. Let's run down the results. 58% of workers polled believe poor management is at the root of low productivity. 38% say their job lacks motivation, and so they're not as productive as they could be. 26% blame it on organizational changes, and 24% say there's a lack of defined goals from management that keeps them from being productive. Young people are now turning to a higher authority for direction. 64% of young adults say they pray before meals. More than a third say they talk religion with their friends and attend worship services. And 76% of today's college freshmen say that they're searching for purpose in their lives. Hope you'll join me for the Feldman Reports also on the radio on WWJ News Radio 950. I'm Murray Feldman.
So far, someone has gotten away with a pretty ambitious illegal flight. A private jet showed up at this airport in Georgia on Saturday, and no one realized for 48 hours that it was stolen. The $7 million jet is based in St. Augustine, Florida. Its owner wanted it readied for a flight on Monday, but the plane was gone. The Homeland Security Department is involved in the investigation. Out with the old in Charleston, South Carolina. It took only seconds for a ton of dynamite to bring down the middle portion of this old steel bridge over the Cooper River. It's going to take more blasts, just like this one, to bring down the rest of the structure and the nearby sister bridge.
In Florida, some construction workers are happy to be back on solid ground after being left dangling hundreds of feet in the air. Look at this. The workers were making repairs on a building owned by Donald Trump. The wires on their work platform snapped, leaving the workers hanging by their safety harnesses. Firefighters inside the building broke through a window to rescue one worker and lowered the rest to safety. Politicians in Taiwan take a real hands-on approach to their jobs. This brawl broke out in Parliament over a bill to create a new independent media watchdog agency. Somebody hit one lawmaker in the head with a phone, but it's unclear who won round 2 tomorrow.
A local woman is busted for making funny money in a bookstore bathroom. Fox News' Paul Hurtner has the story from Utica.
It might be in your best interest, ma'am, to exercise that right to remain silent. You understand that?
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. But, you know, it sounds pretty good.
But Kimberly Hughes opted not to plead the fifth in front of a judge in Shelby Township. She's in court answering the counterfeiting charges. Police say Hughes is from Canton and tried to pass fake bills Sunday at a few restaurants around Utica. This 20 is an example of the handiwork. The backside is actually printed upside down.
It is incredibly terrible. Everybody that she tried to pass it to immediately recognized it as counterfeit.
But believe it or not, this case gets even stranger. Police say she had this scanner in a backpack and used it to run off copies.
She was in a bookstore in Shelby Township in the bathroom with her printer plugged in and was reproducing the money there.
I work with a team. I work in a bank. You know, I'm from the military.
Clearly, there is no evidence of that, and the judge ordered a mental evaluation for Hughes.
Well, yeah, after having a cop try to beat me down saying he had more authority than me.
Right now, Hughes is still locked up. She has to come up with $15,000 bail. She doesn't have her printer. In Utica, Paul Hurtner, Fox 2 News.
Lots of clouds for the area today. We made it up to 59 degrees, cooler than normal. Right now we're holding at 58 out there. And yes, there are some sprinkles occurring across the area. Officially, though, no precipitation recorded down at Metro Airport. You'll see the highs across the Great Lakes. Cool as far north as Traverse City, only 60 degrees with the clouds. 60 Chicago, a little bit warmer down in Cincinnati at 72. Also cool out there in Toronto and Pittsburgh, a pair of 59s as well. These are highs reached earlier today. Right now, down at the airport, cloudy with a temperature of 58 degrees, a very light northeasterly wind at 5. That dew point holding at 50. Pressure is rising slowly from 30-18. You'll see the numbers, and all of us between 55 and 60 with this solid deck of clouds. 55 in Huel, 57 Mount Clemens, 57 as well down there in Monroe. You'll see across the nation, the cool spot continues to be Denver, Colorado, although the snow that they had 24 hours ago is now pulling off to the north and east. 72 there, 70 degrees there in Dallas, 73 New Orleans. Also cool in Boston. How about 54 degrees there up in Beantown? Let's check out the National Satellite Radar Composite, and you'll see that swirl of the clouds out to our west. This was the storm system. There it goes. I pressed the button one more too many times. Cool for us tonight with all the clouds. It's always something. We're going to see a few sprinkles tonight and again tomorrow. We're not expecting any heavy rains. In fact, we don't see much sunshine in the forecast, not until the weekend. Here's our forecast in detail for the rest of tonight. Cloudy with some on-again, off-again sprinkles. The overnight low falls to 52. Tomorrow, we're going to see more clouds and more sprinkles as we get back close to 60 degrees. And then you'll see on the 5-day forecast the same basic weather pattern holds true for a couple of more days. Cold front finally comes through on Friday. Before that front crosses, we make it up to 66. You'll see the weekend is dry, though, and yes, we do see a mix of sun and clouds each day. 63 Saturday and 64 degrees there on Sunday. Temperamental button.
It's always something.
Always
it is always something.
Yeah. This is something. The Pistons play their first game of the preseason.
Here's Dan with more.
Okay, guys, I think I got it all figured out. Let's see. Orange, that's soccer. Green is guitar practice. And blue is for bluebirds. Get it? Bluebirds?
Mom, what color is dinner?
Make time for dinner at KFC. Pick up 9 KFC drumsticks and thighs for just $5.99. Or make it a meal with 2 large mashed potatoes with gravy and 4 biscuits for just $9.99. And try a 99-cent KFC snacker for lunch. Bring back dinner at KFC.
I'm Chief Ella Bully Cummings. I became a Detroit police officer 28 years ago. I've seen it all. When Mayor Kilpatrick took charge, the police department was a mess. But he took action. Now we have a new 911 center, new police radios, and we've taken officers from behind desks and put more of them out on the streets. And we're not done yet. While others are trying to mislead you, Mayor Kilpatrick is fighting for Detroit.
Every time you turn on a light, thousands of your friends and neighbors are right there, making sure it works. That's thousands of Michigan-based Detroit Edison and DTE Energy workers who are always there, providing you with the level of service and dependability you've come to expect for over a century. For the power of your community, E equals DTE.
All right, let's start with the NBA. Pistons back on the court tonight. Game 1 of the preseason, taking on the Bulls in Grand Rapids. Flip Saunders making his debut as Pistons coach. Saw some good things early on. First quarter, Pistons up 6. Ben Wallace, alley-oop from Rip Hamilton throwing it down, plus the foul. Big Ben 11.7 boards. Late in the first, Darko Milicic. Nice touch pass to Rasheed Wallace. He knows how to finish. Pistons up 10. Second, check out Darko inside. Takes the pass and throws it down. Darko gave the Pistons a 9-point lead. Third quarter, Rasheed getting hot, spots up, triple's going to go. And later in the third, Carlos Delfino is going to steal the inbounds pass. Then he's taken off, weaves his way down the court. Sweet no-look pass to Sheed. He drills it, gets fouled. Sheed finished with 15. and 8 boards. Pistons up 11 fourth quarter. Delfino, another nice dish. This time to Darko, baseline jumper, you bet. Darko had 7 points, 4 rebounds, 4 blocks, as Rashid and the Pistons are all smiles in the Furniture City. They went on to win their preseason opener 87-76. Still with the NBA, Mari Stoudemire. Remember, he got that 5-year, $73 million extension last week. Now he's got some time to spend some of that money. He underwent arthroscopic surgery today. He's had pain in his knee, the damage more significant than doctors expected. He'll be gone for up to 4 months. Great year for him last year, averaged 37 points a game in the conference finals. All right, NFL, Dre Bly has punched his ticket to the Pro Bowl the last few years by making big plays. It was his desire to make a big play that got him a bit of unwanted attention on Sunday. Back to Ford Field we go. Anthony Wright back looking, finds Bly. Interception, that was good. The lateral was bad. Got him in some good-natured hot water with the head coach. The last thing you want to do is give it back to Baltimore, and they were close. Luckily, though, it worked out, and Bly said it's just a lesson learned.
Well, he just gave me that look. He didn't really say much because, you know, we practiced it all the time in practice, and you know, he knew that I was just trying to make a play out of it, and you know, like we stress all the time. Whenever we touch the ball defensively, you want to score. So that's all I was trying to do. I didn't think I was going to be able to get in because Mason had a good grab of my jersey, and I was just trying to just lateral it back to the next guy. But next time I know to lateral it back to DB or Boss Bailey.
All right, still with the NFL, good news for Steelers fans. Starting quarterback Ben Roethlisberger injured on this play in last night's game against the Chargers. Not hurt as seriously as they first believed. He suffered a bone bruise and a hyperextended knee, but an MRI today was negative. He might even play this weekend. All right, baseball, Tigers have named 5 coaches to manager Jim Leland's staff. Lloyd McClendon will be the bullpen coach. Gene Lamont, third base coach. Rafael Belliard, infield coach. Don Slaught will be the hitting coach. Andy Van Slyke will coach first, the outfielders, and base running. Everybody hired, like Leland, as a tie to the Pirates when he was in Pittsburgh. The Tigers still in need of a pitching coach. Here we go. Game you just saw right here on Fox 2, Game 1 ALCS. Great start for the Angels. Second inning, Garrett Anderson, solo blast, 3-0 lead. They made those runs hold up, too. Ninth inning, man off for the Chi Sox, but Francisco Rodriguez ended their hopes with a nasty curveball. Joe Caridi went fishing, strike 3, end of game. Angels won it by a score of 3-2.
And I thought the Angels would be tired by now. But
well, they should be, considering all the flying they've been doing, but you get this one, I'm sure they're going to be flying tomorrow night.
All right. Thank you, Dan. Thanks for staying up late with us.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Seinfeld is next on the Fox 2 Late Shift, sponsored by Detroit area Saturn retailers. People first.
Right now, during 1 Hour Martinizing's Big Bundle Sale, bring in $30 or more of any dry cleaning and get 30% off.
1 Hour Martinizing.
Thinking about finishing your degree? Then think Cleary University, the business school with accelerated degrees designed with you in mind. Call Cleary at 1-888-5-CLEARY.
Donate your car, running or not, to Charity Motors. Your donation is tax deductible and benefits the charity of your choice. Call 313-255-1000.
At Henry Ford Optimize, we never want you to worry about the cost of quality eye care because we accept virtually everyone's insurance. So all you have to do to get your eyes examined is to call the easiest number in optical, 1-800-EYE-CARE.
I know the number, 1-800-EYE-CARE.
1-800-EYE-CARE. And only Henry Ford Optimize offers half off every frame, every day. Ooh, that is good. You remember the number.
1-800-EYE-CARE.
Aren't you ready for Optimize?
Once the water started rising and we knew we had to evacuate and get out to higher ground, the fear left and survival kicked in.
I called Progressive, and the very next morning, they had somebody out there. I know when they come that my vehicle will be taken care of. Now, that's what I call easy.
Three climate zones.
How's he doing back there?
3 rows of seats, so everyone can travel in comfort.
He's fine.
The all-new 7-passenger Jeep Commander. It's your world. Take command.
Wednesday's your last chance to save like never before with 0% interest till 2010. During the final day of Art Van's Columbus Day sale, you get free financing all this year, free financing all next year, free financing for all of 2007, 8, 9. There's free financing till 2010. Plus, save up to 70% off store-wide. The savings have never been bigger. The time to buy never better. Hurry in for the final day of Art Van's Columbus Day sale, Wednesday 10 to 10.
The thing I don't understand about the suicide person is the people